Hello, welcome to the Crypto Club and Digital Asset Weekly Catch-Up on Zoom. It is Sunday, the 30th of April, 2023. And as is always the case, never really know quite what we're going to be talking about. Some weeks we end up talking about blockchain, crypto, DLT, ICOs, STOs, TGEs, any other three-letter acronyms really. Sometimes we talk about DeFi, may talk about some staking. Really depends upon the audience and who comes along. These sessions are every Sunday evening, 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. UK time, and they're open to everybody, novice and expert alike. So if you enjoyed what you're watching, do click on the subscribe, the like, and all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, come on to a future meeting. And there's actually a link in the comments below as how you can actually join these sessions. So with that, let's see who's going to come and join us today.
Hi Gary, how are you?
Hey. Hello, I'm good. How are you today?
I'm good too, thank you. Thanks for letting me in.
Hey, no problem. What brings you along today then?
Actually, I just joined this group before a few days, and my CEO is right now in London at the moment. And we thought that it would be quite, you can say that we can have a conversation and we can get to know that what is exactly the community is doing right now, because we are a service-based company and we are developing metaverses since long time. And right now we are already working in 4 or 5 metaverses at the moment, would be quite similar to hospitality as well as real estate. So, and plus we are the Web3 development company. So definitely it would be quite helpful to us that what's going on in the market at the moment and what we need to understand in the terms of the client base.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll stick around. We never quite know how these sessions are going to do. So thanks for joining us, Tilak. And Jeremy has joined us as well. Hey, Jeremy.
Is this working? Gary, can you hear me? Is it working? It's all good, is it?
It is. I can see you. I can hear you.
Quality.
What more can we want, hey? Sorry, Tilak's joined us first time this week. As is always the case with these sessions, we never quite know what direction we're going to end up going in. It really depends upon who shows up and what we end up talking about. Jeremy, you were talking, I think, was it last week or the week before, about some of the work that you're doing through Algo Dynamics. Is that right? If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Correct. Hopefully this is working. Actually, I'm just switching the wireless provider. Actually, so yeah, I'm one of the partners at Algo Dynamics. So it's a AI-based company, big data, deep data. We do the price forecasting on crypto. So that's what it is. It's crypto is very volatile, as we know, guys. Right? So we do the price forecasting. And then one of our products is a crypto basket. So that's one of our robo copy advisory products. We partner with local exchanges. So that's the offering we provide.
Excellent. So like you're beginning to say you're working with, was it a metaverse or a Web3 team in some way or something?
Yep. Actually, right now we are developing 2 things together at the moment. Firstly, we are developing a Japanese-based L1 chain right now, which would be comprising both crypto as well as metaverse, with the NI metaverse, particularly, if I would say. And secondly, we are developing 3 metaverses at the moment. One is specifically for the hospitality-based management, where we are creating those resorts as well as restaurants where auctions would happen, as well as we are going to introduce e-commerce into it. And we are also developing first of a kind Indian-based wallet, which is directly connected with MasterCard, where you can spend crypto with the MasterCard or the debit card which they are providing to us. So in India, that's the first time. Okay. And apart from that, the third metaverse which we are working on at the moment, that is specifically for the real estate base, where interior designers can come along and design the flats, or you can say the apartments, where it can be sold in the terms of first copy for the builders who are doing the construction into the Indian market. So basically this 3 kind of metaverses we are working on at the moment with Web3 technologies as well as cryptocurrency.
So with that third one, because I was watching something a few days ago around using VR and a metaverse to actually have like a designer walkthrough of a building or a property. Is that the kind of thing you were doing there?
Yes, we are doing that right now. So what we are doing here is we have developed a Squarespace at the moment. And right now we do have 2 construction companies associated with us. And those interior designers who are associated with them are in touch with us. So basically what we are doing here is we have their plans and the blueprints. And on the base of those blueprints, we are creating the structures, the empty structures. After that, as per their suggestions and requirement, we'll design everything inside the room, because there is something you need to show to the customer before purchasing an apartment. So for that, we are doing that first copy for them, and once they come in, they can change the colors, they can change the sofas and everything, and they can design their own with the help of interior designer itself, where both can talk with each other in a virtual space and design the house. And after that, they will have a recording copy on both the sides, and on base of that, they will get the final apartment when it's constructed. So
Okay.
this is the kind of idea we are working on.
And is that just around kind of like the interior design, or are you extending that to things like BIM, so building information management, and digital twins and that kind of thing?
Yep, we are planning to do that, but not at the moment. Firstly, because we have the two builders associated with us. In that case, I think we don't require digital twin kind of a thing at the moment. So
okay.
Basically, when we have the greater marketplace or the greater customer base, in that case, we will definitely move on with that part.
Okay. The reason I asked, I was having a conversation with someone on the architecture side of things recently around how all buildings, apartments, this kind of thing, they've all got like a digital representation of the building, and blueprints and everything are now digital. And that then links into like building information management, and the whole digital twin piece. And it's fascinating to see the real world and the virtual world coming together via the metaverse, really. It's an amazing thing. Okay, so are you focusing on one place in India or just across the whole of the country?
Right now, we have started developing it with the India, in particular Gujarat, Ahmedabad, because our headquarters in Gujarat at the moment. But we are definitely planning to move on, as we have just registered our agency in UK. So definitely this product would be extended to UK, and after that, we are also planning to move on to Middle East. So definitely that would be how we would be moving forward with.
Okay, because
I think there's more in the Middle East, actually. Sorry for interrupting, Gary.
You're spot on.
There's more construction. So thank you, Gary, for for preempting that one. I think the amount of construction in Dubai and everything else, it's amazing, right? You're aware how much is being constructed in
actually, we are in. If you have heard about Shoba Reality, Shoba Developers, Dubai. Actually, they are one of the biggest construction company in Dubai at the moment, and we are already in touch with them, and we are in the conversation. If we get the license and everything from there, then we would soon be there in Muscat. We would be registered ourselves into the Muscat. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, because for Dubai, I think almost everything is EMAR, isn't it? Everywhere you look has got EMAR written against all construction projects, which
we need to get the confirmation from the Iraq government at the moment, and we are waiting for that part, because until and unless Prince signs the document, then and then only we'll get the chance to move on that.
Oh, brilliant! Wow, good luck with that. Yeah, correct.
That's excellent. But as Jeremy says, the Emirates really, the whole of the states, whether it's Oman or Dubai or Abu Dhabi or Qatar, there's all amazing stuff going on there. So, Jeremy, coming back to you, what's new on your side of things then?
Usual stuff. As I said, Gary, from last time, we have a crypto basket, which is a UK robo advisory. So we're just raising more money for that, Gary. So going quite well actually in terms of people allocating. So they love it. UK FCA registered. Cambridge AI. It's got all the buzzwords, Gary. All the tick boxes basically. Like, okay, fine. Here's some money type thing, because we know how volatile crypto can be, right, guys? I think we know it's all over the place. So we could take away the volatility and give you guys more returns. It's usually an easy sell, basically.
So you actually. So is your niche around doing the AI-based analytics on price prediction, or do you actually develop baskets of cryptos and do the analysis on them?
Well, both actually, because by the time you could do individual crypto forecasting, you can combine them better together, Gary. So the answer is both. Just for having better visibility of what's going on, really.
It's interesting because I made a comment on a group a couple of weeks back about technical analysis on cryptocurrencies, and when you take a look at when Bitcoin suddenly dropped like off a cliff, everything else followed. So you could have been doing the best technical analysis in the world of one cryptocurrency, and it gets completely sideswiped by, you know, what else is going on in the Bitcoin market. So that's good. Hey, we're joined by JT as well. Hey, Fernando.
Muted.
Hi guys. Hey.
Hello, welcome aboard.
Hey, thank you. Just working at the moment, so
that's unusual for
solo.
you.
I'm always working, you know.
Fernando is either working or traveling, or working whilst traveling. Although, in fairness, was it Will who was on the call the other week, who was in a departure lounge, about to head back to the Middle East, who decided to drop in for a while? Anything new and exciting happening then, JT?
Yeah, I just saw Binance today announcing that they are enabling farming, you know, staking of Sui today. So quite interesting. I think 40 million, if I'm not mistaken, 40 million tokens.
Okay.
I'm looking at the charts now. Sorry, since you mentioned that, let me just bring up the charts. Okay, right, yeah.
Oh, I can do one better than that. I can pull a chart up here. There you go.
Ah, come on, I'll go, Gary. All right, there we go. There we go. Actually, can you pull up our crypto? I'll give you a crypto chart next time. You can pull up our crypto basket chart. That'll be good.
We'll go for it. If you give me the URL, stick it in the chat.
I can. Let me just log on from a separate device. Actually, Gary. Let me just do that. Actually, this is our. Do you want to try something? Give me 2 minutes. No, it's in an email basically. It's not on a URL. I don't think it is. Give 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'll meet. I'll be right back. Okay.
We'll chat about something else in the meantime. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because JT, I noticed that there was something of a spike. Was it earlier on today that Bitcoin kind of like went a bit crazy? Was it about 3 o'clock, 3:30 today, when it was at 29.2 and suddenly leapt to 29.9? I don't know if there was something specific going on. Was that the Binance announcement, do you think?
I don't think so. Let me have a look at crypto liquidations and then I'll tell you.
I very much doubt it.
Usually when you see these big greens, it's just the bots reacting to somebody shorting Bitcoin.
I agree, because it looks like it was a couple of spikes went up and whatever. Yeah, I'm not a firm believer in the, this event caused this event type thing. Occasionally it happens, but in the crypto world, actually not very often indeed. So Tilak, we'll come back to you for now then. You were talking about, you've got 3 use cases around stuff that you're working on. You're saying that the third one was like the real estate stroke designing of houses or inside properties and that kind of thing. But the other 2, I was trying to remember. One was linked into the metaverse. But do you want to go back into that again? You talk about 2 others. There was one that was related to building design or property design, but you're talking about a couple of others that I didn't quite catch on.
You're talking to me?
So you know, I'm presuming, do I pronounce your name correctly, Tilak?
Yep.
Tell us a bit more again about the first 2 use cases you were talking about the projects you're working on.
Yeah, sure. The first use case we are working on at the moment is basically an hospitality management software we are creating there. With it, we are accommodating metaverse here, where a user can create the you can say the resorts as well as cafes as well as restaurants into this metaverse by purchasing a land and by doing everything, and into which we are also accommodating e-commerce with it, so that if someone orders something into the metaverse, that can be delivered at their place, as Zomato or as Swiggy is doing right now into the market, or as Food Panda is doing. So we are also going to associate with them with the same, so that the current restaurants which have their own system, which is already ready into the market, they can also be part with us, so that both the things can work co-linearly together. Apart from that, what we are enabling here is we are enabling crypto as well as NFTs here, so that if you want to create an event into those resorts, then you don't need to go to that particular place, but you can raise an event there. Like we also have the NFT auction store in first of our cafe, which we already developed right now. So they are going to auction the NFTs with the help of the marketplace we have developed at the moment. So this is the first cafe which is already been built on that metaverse. The second use case was the construction-based metaverse, where a builder can come to our platform, they can register their land with the help of sharing the blueprints with us. On the base of that, we'll create a map, we'll create a building into which we'll create one of the sample house. In that sample house, their interior can come with us. They can suggest, we'll prepare that sample house with the help of that interior design. After that, whomsoever their customers are, they can come to this metaverse. They can design this metaverse by conversing with the interior, that corresponding interior designer, and they can record that particular experience. On the base of that, they will get that their own house or apartment ready.
Okay.
With the same dimensions, with the same things, as well as with the same assets.
That's amazing stuff. That's great. So just see, we've been joined by someone who's probably in the rarest part of the world, where it is in fact the centre of the crypto universe. Graham from the Isle of Man, I believe. Is that right?
You muted, Graham.
Yeah. I managed to pop in.
Yeah. So how's the tin world these days?
Churning away. Hopefully see some movements back into crypto world at some point this year, hopefully.
Cool. Well, talking crypto world and movements and that, Jeremy was just sharing something that I was just going to pull up on screen. Jeremy, I've actually amazing. I need to be careful whenever I pull up slides like this.
You have to show the disclaimer, Gary. If you could show the disclaimer on page 5 first, Gary. Actually, I think it's sort of very important. Actually, it's the so working with the one of the UK exchanges, they're FCA registered basically. So I think from a risk perspective, just remind people these are volatile instruments. Everybody, okay? This is use your shirt type thing. So there we go.
So I'll give everyone the opportunity to read all this stuff on the disclaimer, and I'll give an abbreviated one. I will give the abbreviated one that for the purposes of this call, this is informational and educational and not a recommendation or financial advice or legal advice or taxation advice. And if we happen to talk about money laundering, we're not offering criminal advice either.
Oh God, I'm in the wrong call then.
So let's see if I can navigate down.
It's on 14, 14, page 13, 14 actually. This is live, by the way. This is live money. So we just go to 14.
Okay, so 14 talks about. 14 was the.
So that's actual return. So this is live returns. That's right. That's investors making money essentially. So I think that's putting in context here about what it is.
So I'm just struggling to scroll down on this at the moment for some reason.
I know, is it frozen? It's frozen.
Let's go. Crypto baskets. There you go. So you got the performance.
Clever AI. So that's the live performance. That's live performance.
Okay, because that's going to be something that.
And because Bitcoin's volatile. Yeah. Go for Gary. Sorry.
No. Carry on, because I was going to say.
I'm saying, it's volatile. Holding Bitcoin's volatile, guys. It's up and down. It's range bound basically. So I think that's where crypto basket comes in terms of sort of allocating, selling, buying different major cryptocurrencies, and it's benchmarked against Bitcoin, and we sort of tend to outperform Bitcoin most of the time. Not every single time, actually, but we do outperform Bitcoin.
Well, I guess
organized way, Gary. That's what we do.
I was going to say it kind of depends upon where you start from, really, doesn't it? Because I know that from the beginning of January, Bitcoin was trading at I think it was 16,000, and it's now. I mean, it's hovering around about 30,000 as we speak. I think it's 29.9 or something like that. So it really depends upon where you start the clock. But it's a fair thing, so I get that. Okay, so lots of interesting things on there, but certainly it's worth knowing that crypto, and as you say, your crypto basket outperforming traditional instruments like gold. But again, as I say, this is not a recommendation. But interesting. Thanks for sharing that, Jeremy.
One of our use cases, one of our AI use cases. That's what we're doing at Algo, basically. Algo Dynamics.
That's good to know. Sorry, for some reason I put myself on mute. Right, Graham, tell us a bit more. What's going on in your world? And you've not been on one of these calls before, have you?
No, I haven't. So I literally was just curious because I've seen it every week, and I've never actually managed to be in a stable location for an hour. So as it turned out, I missed the first 15 minutes anyway because stuff happens.
No problem. Gary, I've actually been to 2 conferences in London in the last couple of weeks, which is quite rare for me these days. But to actually leave my house, let alone go into London. And I was amazed at how many people came up to me and said, "Oh yeah, watch your recordings, they're really good. I will come along to one of your meetings one day," and they never do. So thank you for being the exception. Yeah. So there's Tilax new on this call today as well, so don't worry. These sessions completely go whatever way people want to take them. As if you've watched any recordings, you'll kind of figure out. If you say anything that you don't want published or recorded, just let me know and I edit that out of the video as well. Because I do tend to publish these onto YouTube, which I didn't think anyone watched. And then the number of people who come up to me who say, "Oh, you do those videos? Yeah, I watch them all the time. They're brilliant." So they do actually get watched sometimes. So yeah, if anyone says anything at any point and you say, "Oh, is this Chatham House rule?" or "I don't want this to be public," blah, 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 quite happy, just let me know and I hold my hand up and I edit it out and that kind of thing. So you involved in much actually in the Isle of Man on the crypto space at the moment, Graham?
Well, I mean, historically, I've probably got half a dozen blockchain milestones, like legal milestones under my belt. So just as a rough summary, really, I incorporated the first British company with Bitcoin denominated shares. It was covered by the FT, and then we nearly ended up in prison as the first unregulated IPO, unauthorized IPO. There was an earlier American one, but we were the first British. And so I've done things like that. Basically, I've done the first registered beneficial ownership of a cryptocurrency address on basically the deeds register, the national register. So I've done like various milestones, just pushing the boundaries to see what's possible, and how do we actually get mass adoption and digital economy and all these kind of things. But generally, I've been blockchain agnostic. Quite focused on specific milestones and policy, really, for the last 10 years or so. I got into Bitcoin really 2013-ish. But more recently, I've come under pressure from people, mutual people we know, to learn more about the ecosystem.
Okay.
So that was kind of like a bit of a gap in my knowledge. So this year I've been to ETH Dubai, just come back from ETH Zurich, going to ETH Prague. So I'm picking up a lot of information. And of course, there are people there that aren't just ETH, but that is the sort of the gist of it. So, but at ETH Zurich, for example, I did a 90-minute boot camp with a maths professor into complexity theory, etc. So
Wow.
that was a bit hardcore. But it refreshed my rusty degree level statistics and that kind of stuff, and but essentially all around the zero proof stuff. So it is really complex, but it's interesting to sort of try and benchmark it, for want of a better word, to try and benchmark it against Bitcoin or Tezos, Cardano, whatever sort of system you're looking at. But I've been generally interested more recently in DAO stuff for public sector use, like e-voting, that kind of stuff. So particularly at the local authority level, because they're more willing to be a bit more progressive and do technology trials. And I'm also helping out with a QR code, the secure QR code company that's based in the Isle of Man. It's got all the patents. And they're looking at doing football tickets to help comply with the anti-touting legislation in the UK. So, okay. So Premier League, FIFA, that kind of thing. So that's quite interesting because there's a blockchain element to it. So that would be a huge move forward for basically for crypto blockchain. When like global football takes it on as a product. So that's been my interest really, policy and mass adoption. So yeah, I'm just find myself busy doing lots of little things like that and getting asked constant questions, by people that don't want to ask private questions, not public questions.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because I had some dealings looking at some crypto projects in the Isle of Man, and you've got the Isle of Man FSA, which is the equivalent of the UK FCA, so it's the Financial Services Authority. And it's interesting that they seem to be at least pay lip service to crypto and seem to be broadly supportive, is probably the way I'll describe it. As to whether they actually are in reality, I'm still not quite sure with any regulator, but they seem at least willing to have the conversations and learn more and that kind of thing, which is good. So yeah, fascinating space.
Well, I think the area really is, whilst that is the regulator, it's largely been driven by, I'm trying to think, our Department of Enterprise's digital agency, which is kind of equivalent to the old, was it Biz? UK, yeah, that kind of thing. So they're the people that are really pushing it and helping it and funding it, and so there are still a steady stream of relocations from other jurisdictions to the Isle of Man. Primarily Bitcoin and ETH type stuff.
And
so
in fact,
it's still a vibrant area. Yeah.
I was going to say, and you've also got Pound Coin, which, and again, this is not advertising, this is not a recommendation, but do check out. I think it's poundcoin.io, which is a stable coin, if I remember correctly, stabilised against the UK pound. But is incorporated or is registered with the Isle of Man FSA, which means that they can say that they are compliant with UK regulation, which I can never quite figure out where the Isle of Man sits in terms of UK.
Well, the UK regulations are extended to the Isle of Man, so they are complying with them, because if they don't, they become immediately unregulated or deregulated, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they are. They seem to be well regarded. I know some of the lawyers that are involved. They do work with law firms. They're kind of like pushing forward with use cases, etc. But just the stablecoin nature and it being a regulated sterling digital asset makes it quite interesting.
I was going to say, I guess there's another link as well where you're talking about things like football tickets and that kind of thing, because the Isle of Man is quite active in the whole gambling space in terms of e-gaming and this kind of stuff. And they seem quite sophisticated. That there's a lot of companies who are registered in the Isle of Man who are to do with the whole sports community type thing. So I guess it makes sense really for you doing the football things as well.
I would say it's probably 50% linked really across the Premiership, so in the Premier League. So and I had a conversation just Friday about pushing forward with blockchain stuff for Premier League. So there's clear interest. It is looking at things like people parking a bit of cash in an e-wallet and being able to buy regular tickets. The idea being to some extent not being a season ticket holder, but being able to have fast access or early access to buy e-tickets with an e-wallet. Yes, you can buy with an online credit card or whatever, but at the same time, they do want to encourage these kind of things. And of course, if they can share KYC, etc., even better. And if they can start to layer other products and services on top, where they're aggregating information, everyone's interested in this kind of stuff.
Well, I can see a real potential there, because I've been looking at various CBDC projects at the moment, and I know central bank digital currencies are not cryptocurrencies, and in fact they might not even be based on blockchains. They have similarities now. But it's interesting, the Bank of England's doing work, they're doing design options and architectures at the moment. And one of the things that they're talking about, apart from the fact that they're not talking about retail banks, so it's almost as though they're going to disappear, but they're talking about the concept of what they're calling PIPs. And a PIP is a payment intermediary provider, which could be a wallet provider. So you could end up with a situation where you've got a wallet that manages your government-issued, not crypto, but also that wallet extends its features and its capabilities to do other things. So it's almost as though everyone's going to go head to head with Elon Musk with his super act type thing. So it's an interesting thing. So cool, excellent. Well, thanks for sharing the stuff. It's fascinating just hearing what's going on around the world and who's doing what and everything. So that's always.
Although man could always join the EU. They have Micah, you know.
Well, my feeling was is that when I was in the Parliament, I was leading a discussion for EFTA membership, which was slightly more relevant to us because we used to be owned by Norway, and there was quite interesting goodwill still even hundreds of years later.
Very interesting. I didn't know that.
So EFTA's the European Free Trade Arrangement, isn't it? If I remember correctly.
Yeah. So there's 4 members, and the way it's structured is it's pro rata to your population. So that's fantastic for us with 85,000 people compared to large multi-million countries. But basically, as soon as the UK think about this kind of thing, they would not support it purely on the basis that we don't have nation status.
But you do have your own currency, your own police force, your own legislature, your own government,
our own tax regime, our own armed forces, our own. We're independent in all but name. We're not allowed to be a member of the Commonwealth, but we are a member of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. So go figure.
Well, there's always the option to do a referendum, right?
Yeah, well, we could do an e-voting referendum with DAO corporate governance.
Well, just say an referendum and saying we want to be independent. That's it. We want to be our own nation. That would be interesting, very interesting, to be honest.
Well, it would be interesting if I asked for it.
I think the simplest solution is that you go in for complete independence, you get your independence, then the UK invades you, and we take over. Problem solved.
It sounds like the
Maldives style, Falkland style.
Exactly right.
In this case, how are you going to manage the DAO?
Yeah, but it would be interesting to actually run the governance of the island as a DAO. It's a good point. That's an interesting one. Sorry, I just noticed we're joined by Rajesh. Just want to say hi, Raj or Rajesh.
Great, because just I saw this post. I think the things are going to discuss in the US Senate. So I want to understand what is the position of as of now the crypto and NFT in the perspective of US regulations, because I'm also operating in the NFT segments. Recently, we have launched the fractional NFT for the domains, where the people can diversify their crypto tokens to get the actual domains. So I want to understand what is going on the rest of the world in that segments.
Because I was curious that you talked about a fractional NFT, and one of the whole things about an NFT is that it's not fractional.
Yeah, if you actually fractionalize an NFT, it stops being an NFT and becomes really a security. It's as simple as that.
Depending upon the jurisdiction that you're in, of course, which is the interesting thing. Well, whereabouts are you based then, Rajesh?
I'm based out Delhi NCR, Gurgaon. We are operating from Gurgaon. We have launched the, you can say, domain asset marketplace. Is the ICANN domains, where people can fractionize the domains. They can get the domains through their crypto tokens. Okay,
so how does that compare to things like Ethereum namespaces then, which kind of work similar to ICANN?
Yes, it's the ICANN domains. So it's the actual domains. People can build their online services and everything. We are helping the crypto tokens. So you are investing only JPZ and all the buying the monkey, donkey, funky. Okay, it's better than you have to buy this domain. This has a value. Domains having inheritance value in terms of Web 2, Web 3 as well. You can build the online services. You can transfer and share with your family, friends, investor as well. So that's we have used the fractionalization concept and philosophy and mechanism for the community.
Okay. So how long have you been working on that kind of thing, Rajesh?
Yeah, because the company which is operating more than 6 years, the product is launched recently, just 3 months ago. Okay, So we are at the, we can say, MVP stage. We are building the community and engaging the user to do some things, buy and test all these entire things. Okay, I'm taking for the marketing parts. Okay, so you can find me everywhere as a owl across each and everywhere. Okay, what is going on in the world? So that's why I'm here to collaborate, to understand, like you senior people, to guide me, to mentor me how to navigate across the ocean.
It's a big ocean. Definitely.
Yeah.
There are so many things. I mean, I've been interested in this space for, I guess, about 8 years. And my original interest was around blockchain technology and the protocols and the stuff that sits under that. And then, there was the crypto boom. Then there were ICOs. Then there was DeFi. Then there's NFTs and STOs and this. So there's kind of so much in this space. It is a very big ocean. It's a bit like the Pacific, and we're all little islands in some ways. So yeah, well, anything we can help with. If you've got any specific questions, fire away. We've got some people here who are also experienced in the whole blockchain and crypto space. Graham is based in a very small island in a relatively small ocean, I guess, but in the Isle of Man, which is actually very active in the crypto space. I know a number of people who are based out there. Or technically they're based there. I don't know if they actually ever fly into Douglas or not. I'm sure they must do sometimes. And then we've got JT, who seems to spend half his life at Heathrow and his other half elsewhere around the world, doing a lot of cybersecurity type things. And then Tilak was saying he's involved in a number of use cases at the moment around developing things like integration with the metaverse, real estate, design of internal properties, this kind of thing. So we've got a real mix, and we never really know. In fact, until I shared, I'll pull up if this is.
Yeah, Gary, actually, that's the first use case we prepared with the fractional NFT marketplace. This is recently launched in Ahmedabad, and you can check it out. I think, Rajesh, that's what I think you were discussing about.
Yes, it's wonderful. I think we can discuss after over the call how we can collaborate for the mutual benefit. Okay.
Did you two know each other before this call? Then this was lined up for you to both dive in on the call, or?
No, this is the first time we are meeting here.
Okay, that's interesting things. All various avatars, that kind of thing. And celebs NFT. Okay, so is this what you're involved in, Rajesh?
Basically, we are into domains. I can okay. Just I'm also dropping my platform address here, so you
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
Cool. I'm more than happy to share things in the group as long as it's not selling and as long as it's not a financial promotion. So the stuff that Jeremy was talking about before he's dropped off, he's working on, they've got an algorithm or an AI that does analytics around price performance of crypto. So he wasn't trying to sell anything. He was just sharing some of the performance. So you got brands.io. So let me go pull that up. And if you want to talk through some of these things, feel free on that.
Yeah.
So here we go, brands.io. So tell us more. So discover, collect and sell fractional NFTs. I'm still uncomfortable with that term because I'm pretty sure unless you're doing an ERC 1155, is it? Which is a conglomeration of NFTs.
Yep. ERC 1155 here for that part. And we also do have an option of ERC 721A.
What's the A? I'm familiar with ERC 721 because that's what many NFTs are based on. What's the difference with the A?
Okay. There were two smart contracts which were being forked. The first was 721A, which was allowing the multiple collections with the same range. And because before that, we need to use 1155. But with the 721A, we can introduce unique collections with the same ranges. And the second is 721R. That is specifically for the, you can say, the randomizing the NFT collections. Like, for example, if you want to create a randomizer where one collection can have video, audio, as well as image-based NFT, then you can use 721R for that.
Okay. So it's just interesting here. You got a number here of 7 crores, which is that 700,000 rupees? I always get the conversion wrong on that. But is that just giving an example? That's not how much they actually are. Okay, so you can auction, you can trade.
I'm a bit confused. It's brands, but the logo says brands.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is for the crypto creative community. The A is within A, so you have recognized this as our marketing geeks. So that's the thing. So you have identified. It's a recall value. Thank you. So if you can put your any keywords, you can generate the domains by the linear steps by selecting the industry options and fonts and creative logo and along with the brand kits. And if you want to buy, so you have to connect the wallet.
Okay, so let's see. So if I say I want to do a startup with it, which is Pepsi, always adventurous. Is this where it's going to go and create me something? Yeah, let's go to the moon. Okay, I get that. So it builds up that kind of like the brand profile, that kind of thing. It's quite a neat way of doing it.
It is showing .com is not available, but the rest of the TLD it is showing with the, you can say, prefix and suffix.
So just a different way of getting at domains then, I guess.
Yeah, it is. You can see in the static, it is showing the hashtag mentioned on Insta and Twitter and Google search trends, YouTube search as also, and allow the category you have seen, and also the price you have to pay in the terms of fiat currency. You will and equivalent the BNB as well. Other the suggested domains you are also getting here.
Okay, so quite neat. Oh, thanks for sharing that. Interesting stuff.
Gary, and apart from that, previously I also shared a Google Drive link, which was having the work samples of the metaverse we are working on at the moment.
That's the celebs.nft, was it?
No, before that.
Okay, bear with me as I go and take a look through the history. Yep, I got that. So if I go for the university metaverse, can I open that one?
Yeah, that's live.
So this was the first one, I think. Can you see that? It says the university metaverse. Is that right? Looks like it's trying to load it, but it's running very, very slowly.
Yeah, actually it's in our local servers, and we are setting up an LMS system with this metaverse. So this is the work sample kind of which we have created for the universities, so that they can get to know that this is the kind of stuff we can develop for them, for the local universities particularly.
Okay. I'm just conscious the progress bar seems to be going quite slowly at the moment. So maybe what we can do is if we preload this for a future section or something, be more than happy if you wanted to have a run through on that and share it with people, because this looks like it.
Let me do one thing. I do have the videos with me. I can share them. Just give me a second. Okay.
Well, what we'll do for now is we only have about 15 minutes left for today. But please do share them with me, and we can take a look at these things at a future one. I like to give everyone the opportunity to ask questions and to share things. Okay, so now I haven't shared it. I'm hoping this doesn't have any sound because I didn't bother sharing the sound on it. But enter the university metaverse. Oh, okay, so a 3D rendered image of the site and that kind of thing. It's almost like playing.
It's a model. It's a model. So the model. Which we have just been constructed from scratch.
And does this model relate to a physical build in some way?
No. Okay. It's just a work sample we have developed.
So I guess is it going to go inside now?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, nice. Look, what I'll do for now, we'll hold it at that point. It looks really interesting and worth exploring further for a future session, because otherwise I'm going to end up playing it or going into it or whatever. Thanks for sharing that. But certainly we can take a look at that in a bit more detail in future. I noticed Rajesh is doing the smart thing now that he's changed his background, so it's relating to the fractional ownership of domains. Always a good way of having pretty backgrounds, that kind of thing. Folks, just conscious that the reason I was just pushing things along there, we've only got just over 10 minutes left. I just wanted to check if anyone's got, first of all, any questions. And then secondly, we've been sharing things already, but if anyone has anything they'd like to share, any news, any developments in the blockchain, crypto, DeFi, or NFT world at the moment. JT?
Just on this one that was shown before, Yeah, there is. Binance launched. There was a token launch on Binance this week called eDo. It's the what's the name? Open education. I found it. Open campus. This is the one.
Okay.
This was launched this week. Look, it was the first one on the Binance Launchpad. So they've created a Launchpad. And this is the first one that they've done. It looks that it was quite good, the launch, to be honest, So it's very interesting, but I think they need to look at the website and do a bit better, but the rest, it's very interesting. There was an announcement everywhere. Everybody was just talking about it. So for me, just because we were talking earlier about, education, university and so on.
Yeah. Isn't it fascinating that Binance are one of the leaders in this kind of space of the whole innovation and crypto and that kind of thing, and you look at, as you say, this announcement, and it looks pretty dull, doesn't it? Let's see, whereas you compare to the two examples that we've given with what Tilak and Rajesh were showing us, which look really exciting and 3D and all this kind of thing. You look at this and it's like, okay, it's okay. So
you need to probably go to the website. I posted the link to the website. It's a very poor website. I posted already the link for the website. Yeah, on the chat.
Yeah, yeah. Go on. I think
it's a bit poor. No, the website, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry
to interrupt.
No, go for it.
Yeah, Gary, I do have one question. Previously, as I discussed that we are developing one-of-a-kind wallet here for the debit card system. So right now, we have got two APIs working for the multi-currency cryptocurrency system. That is, one of them is Chainlink. The other is Supralink. So apart from that, I think we don't have any third API which can be quite helpful to us, because if we go implementing manually all the chains, then there would be lots of smart contracts who can conflict with each other. So if anyone here in the group have the suggestion that what other API which we can use apart from these two, then it would be quite helpful for us.
So are you thinking in terms like an interoperability layer, kind of like Polygon type of thing then? Would that be what you're thinking of?
No, I'm talking about the relay chains which are being developed right now, where we can use multiple chains for the transactional part with a single chain, and we can transact through the wallets by that method, so that we don't need to create the cross-chain solutions directly. Just one implementation and every chain is there with that API.
So I guess Chainlink is the obvious one, because that seems to be doing the thing.
We got two options with us, and for the wallet part, we got the on-ramp. So apart from that, what other things which we can use, we are still exploring for the same.
I know it's not my area of expertise. I don't know, Graham or Fernando, have you got any thoughts on that in terms of linking in with, or kind of like multi-chain type capabilities? No.
No. Well, I mean, I was previously focused on open banking, level 39. So it was more about the fiat, on and off ramp than multiple blockchain specific.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
With Eric, I guess, yeah.
Amongst others, yeah. Open Bank project with Simon as well, and Ishmael.
Oh yeah, Ishmael.
So as in Ishmael, who set up the crypto magazine?
Don't know. I don't think.
Maybe. Okay. It's such a small world. You kind of bump into various people, particularly with level 39.
Oh yeah.
For those who don't. For those who don't know, in the UK, there's a building in Canary Wharf which has got level 39, which was set up around the startup community, and there were a lot of crypto and blockchain related projects. So it's kind of like the crypto hub for a while. Now we've got the DLT hub and a few other initiatives. So. And it means people tend to bump into each other physically quite a lot. So, interesting stuff. Okay, so it sounds like if you're looking for like multi-chain interoperability without having to write an API for each chain, I guess multi-chain and Chainlink ring a bell in that kind of space, and you've got Chainlink covered. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last resort. We already we are working on at the moment. So definitely that's what we can work on. But I thought if we have, because see, one of the token is there named as OK. If you all are aware about that, the OK chain. So in that particular chain is not available into various APIs which are already there into the market. So we were in search that if anything is there which can help us with those chains which are not available into those common links, then definitely we can integrate into whatever we are developing at the moment. But we have the other options, so we'll look into it for the same.
So I guess the other one that springs to mind is Polkadot. I don't know if that would be a route through.
Yeah. We have the Polkadot and Cosmos. Both of them
Right.
are already providing the relay chains at the moment. So definitely we need to talk with them. But for that, it's a long process.
Okay. And I guess is Chainsy, is that another one? So Chain ZY, I think it was. I thought that was another one, but I've not been close to that one for a while. So no, well, Polkadot's probably the one, and you've already got Chainlink, so it sounds like you've got most of the options covered off.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can't help any more on that one, really.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Not
I was thinking Cosmos as well, so I think that is one worth looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. So at least something to think about on that. Okay, folks, the clock is counting. We've got 5 minutes. Anything else anyone would like to share or cover off?
Yeah, I had today. I was doing some transactions, $12 on Ethereum. It's not going to change. It's only going to get worse, I think. You know.
What
I don't know what you guys think. You know,
Okay.
just USDT. Just moving USDT from one wallet to the other, another $12.
What's that in gas fees?
Yeah, gas fees.
Okay.
Just moving, just simple. Send from one wallet USDT to another wallet USDT on Ethereum network. Plain and simple. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well, that was commented on by Vitalik himself with the merge, actually saying, well, until we sort out the gas fees, we're going to have a problem with Ethereum, and therefore the next upgrade and the next upgrade are totally focused on that with the sharding, etc.
Yeah, and if Ethereum is not going to get cheaper, is it? So as the Ethereum goes up, you know, I think the gas fees are going to be back to what they were before. You know, that's my gut feeling.
I think they are, you know, painfully mindful that a lot of the competitors are chipping away and saying, apart from just the layer twos, you know, a lot of other blockchains are saying, "Oh, we're the Ethereum killer." So there is a lot of people focused and some very hardcore teams, you know, right across the world, all working on, you know, sort of technical improvements to get to that point of bringing the fees down.
So where are we going to hear an update on that? I guess that there's
I'm told late November, December, and that, you know, that's from core devs.
Okay, because there's another Ethereum conference soon, isn't there? Is it Montenegro? They've got
well, ironically, the ETH conferences are decentralized. But I know there's, I'm most likely going to go to, as I said, I've been to ETH Dubai and ETH Zurich. I think I'm most likely to go to Prague next, and then there's ETH Paris, and there's ETH.
There is ETH Lisbon in May.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just in case you didn't know. I didn't know. I was looking a couple of days ago. I said, what? ETH Lisbon, you know, I was not aware of it.
Of all the countries that you didn't know about.
Yeah, indeed. Can you imagine? You know, but you know, I don't think. Look, in my personal opinion, is there's not much they can do. Yes, they can improve things here and there, but you know, architecturally, you know, people been warning about this, you know, for a while. It's not going to change much. Yes, it was a big improvement from like $400, $500, you know, it was before. But you know, if they can't keep it below $1. I think people start to really go away from Ethereum very fast.
Does this mean we're going to start seeing layer 2 solutions for Ethereum?
Oh, well, they're booming, but I Absolutely, I totally agree. Is that if the fees don't come down, there's a problem.
But, an interesting one to ponder for now. Folks, we're actually out of time pretty much. It's coming on to the hour, and I try and keep these topped off an hour. So I'm going to close the session off now, but say thank you very much everyone who's joined. For those who haven't been along before, Graham, thanks for coming along. Tilak and Rajesh. Fernando, as always, thank you for your ever useful contributions. For anyone who's watching this online, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, come along to join to the future session. I know everyone here, come along next week and we can carry on the conversation. Thanks very much. See you, folks.
Thanks.